Hello. Today I am going to be talking about the ideas in our chapter about energy, talking about how energy works and how that energy is converted. So, to start off, the biggest thing that I wanted, or the biggest reason that I wanted to talk about this section is that I had a teacher that didn't really explain this to me and reading it in the text this week. And one of the figures actually really just made this idea come to life. So I've always heard the fact that energy is never created or destroyed, it is only transferred. And I remember memorizing that for a true or false question, but I never actually really understood what that means, or what that means, or what that looks like, or what energy actually does. And what really made me look into this was there was actually a question on our quiz, and in hindsight, I looked back and I was looking back at what our energy transfers even look like. And so I actually found it really fascinating because we use energy transfers every single day. We have so many forms of energy, and the fact that it just kind of replenishes and that it's never created or destroyed, even if we use it, it's still never destroyed. So the reason for that is because our energy is constant. We have the same amount of energy all the time because our sun is constant. That energy and that sunlight, that solar energy, is a constant in our universe. The ways that we use and absorb and the way that that energy is transferred, however, gets a little interesting. So, some ideas that I want us to remember from this portion of energy is that our sun is constant. And if you think of the sun as its own little thing and our little earth that goes around it, right? Our earth absorbs that sun and we just kind of use it however our earth needs. And I think that's pretty crazy. And there are 5 different categories that our earth kind of uses it. There is nuclear, which is kind of its own dealio. It's a little crazy. Radiant energy, chemical energy, electrical energy, and mechanical energy. So, whether you remember all 5 of those, just the kind of overall idea that energy is it all just kind of comes from the sun and we use it however we need it. That's pretty cool. So there's also a really cool chart on figure 315, I believe, on page 93. And it kind of looks like this. And I wrote it on a little post-it note. But it is basically how our energy kind of transfers. And if you look at it, you have your nuclear energy. Like I said, it's kind of in its own thing. Then you got chemical, radiant, mechanical, and electrical. I'm going to kind of break this down a little bit. And just some examples, just to kind of make us see this idea of transferring. I never really never understood before that radiant energy into mechanical energy is just friction, like heat. Radiant into chemical energy is photosynthesis. How many biology classes have you taken that you talk about photosynthesis but not actually know that yes, it comes from the sun, but that radiant to chemical or chemical to radiant energy transfer is a process like photosynthesis. Chemical to electrical is electrolysis, which is like charging a battery. You do that every night. That is transferring energy. So crazy. Electrical to mechanical, that's a motor. That kind of makes itself make sense. A light bulb, how the heck does a light bulb work? Electrical to radiant energy transfer. Heat engines or frictions, heat engines are crazy. Mechanical to chemical. Anyway, these blew my mind. I wanted to share these with you. The fact that our sun provides photosynthesis, heat energy, or heat engines, friction, all the things. So I hope you learned a little bit about this, and thanks for listening about energy transfers.